Sounds
Hey y'all, it's your favorite fluffy girl, Ebby Nicole, coming to you live, honey, with another episode of Hashtag Body Talk Vlog, honey. It is about to pop off. If y'all are not tuned in, you need to get tuned in. Nikki, I hope you got your devices ready, honey, because it is time to share this out.
Okay.
So, look, go to the Fluffy Girl Movement
I'm like,
page.
okay, wait a minute. Let me figure it out now.
Yes.
Okay, Fluffy Girl.
Yes.
Okay, wait a minute now. Okay.
And y'all out there, get your devices together. Y'all know I'm working with an iPhone today, so bear with me, okay?
All right, so here it is.
Yep, and so you share. Yep, and then you find, if you want to go on your page, you do that. If not, you click your drop down. Do you see a drop down by your name? Go back. Yeah, the other one. Yep.
Okay, news feed.
Oh, no, that's news feed. What kind of phone do you have? Let me see. Oh.
We can definitely share it on my page
stuff.
because...
Okay, you want to share it public or just your friends?
You could public it.
Okay, let's public it. News feed group. Oh, you want to go to your
Yeah, pussy trauma. Womb trauma.
That's funny. That one's not on here. It's actually doing your pages, not your groups.
Okay, that's fine.
So
you can do
it can go to your
Phallus-Ophy.
okay.
That's fine.
And then you can make a little blurb or whatever, and you are shared out. We can share it out. Okay, hey Albany, what's going on, gents? Thank you so much for tuning in. It is about to go down. I actually want to give y'all a split second to go ahead and share this out. But yes, again, favorite fluffy girl with Fluffy Girl Movement, this month's topic. And I had a news flash, y'all, from last year around this time where I actually interviewed a sex therapist. It seems that since April is my birthday month and sex is my favorite topic, that I always make sure we do it in April. Okay, because it's Taurus season. Okay, we have arrived. So we have our lovely guest, Miss Nikki of Phallus-Ophy.
Hi, guys.
Here with us this evening.
Hello.
Gorgeous and glowing. And she is about to sip the tea, or in our case, the Jack.
Okay.
And
cheers.
We are going to, cheers. Yes, honey. And we are going to jump right on in. So for those of you that are not familiar with Hashtag Body Talk, we talk everything body, honey. Fluffy Girl is centered and focused around plus size and curvy women, empowering them through workshops and also innovative events such as Curves and Waves. Y'all watch out for that. It's about to pop.
Okay.
Yes. And we talk about the plus size woman as a whole being. Sometimes people look at us and they see our size and you take our sexuality away, but you shouldn't. Okay, because Megan said big old freak. I just want to put that out there. So we want to start off with body, Miss Nikki.
Yes.
So did you grow up around women that taught you about your body?
Yes. So as far as body image goes, I think that my grandmother was very particular on the way a woman should look.
Okay.
So not only the way a woman was dressed, but she felt women should be skinny. She did not allow quote unquote fluffy women, fat women in her home. Okay. This is real. She didn't allow them in her home.
Damn.
My
cousin,
cousin,
come over for pie, cookies, nothing.
Okay. Not pie, not even no exercise.
Wow.
She wouldn't allow them in her home. So I think that kind of trickled down to my mom.
Okay.
And so my mom was very self-conscious about body image growing up. And I remember the talk was be skinny, you know. It was always, you got to look good, and to look good, you got to be skinny.
Did y'all ever have a conversation about where that logic came from? Because, you know, a lot of times our grandmothers, they grow up in atmospheres themselves that make them take on that persona. So I'm interested. Did she ever talk about that, or was it just something like, my word is law, everybody gonna follow this?
Unfortunately, my grandmother had a lot of mental illnesses.
Okay.
So she passed when I was 17, and I probably hadn't seen her in about 10 years prior.
Wow.
So I had really no communication with my grandma as far as, you know, why her thoughts were the way they were.
Okay.
And my mother, I've never really asked her either, but I know that it's really damaged me as an adult, right, because the size that I am now, which I'm a size 10, is the biggest I've ever been.
One of our fluffettes out here.
Yes.
Okay.
Fluffette. And I'm owning that now, but it's always been very hard for me because, you know, I was very skinny my entire like late teens, and then going into my 20s, I was always a size 4'6".
Yeah.
And then I get married to a man that's 265 pounds, and bro, I like to eat.
Man.
Okay. And I'm eating with him.
right. We both eating. What you want, boo?
Right.
What you want?
So, you know, I'm getting thick, and now I'm thick, and now I just gotta own it, you know?
So, like, with your mom, so we understand, like, your grandmother kind of passed that down. And so your mom reinforced that in the house? Like, yo, put that down. We're not doing that. Is that something
I don't think she was real forceful about it. Like, she didn't say, oh, you're fat. Like, she never called me fat or, you know, because when I was younger, I was thick too, and then I kind of grew out of that and got real skinny, and then, you know, that kind of thing. But my mom was never, I don't think she wanted to be like her mom.
Right, okay.
I think she wanted to be kind of opposite of that. But at the same time, I think that unconsciously she would make small remarks about even her own body image. Yeah. And I would see it as a child and be like, okay, I gotta be skinny too.
That's the thing. When you start talking about yourself, you have to be cognizant of everybody that's around you.
Right.
Because our young ones are listening, you know what I mean? And the way that you make it okay for yourself, they're making it okay for themselves too, to say that same thing.
That's right.
So I totally agree. So we're saying, growing up, you were on the smaller side, got married, and then hips was like, all right, we have arrived, honey. What's going on?
They was here, girl. Yes.
Okay. So in between, when did you start getting comfortable with your body? Knowing that you were smaller up until the time you got married, when did you start to say, okay, I'm feeling myself a little bit?
You know what? I have not got there yet.
What?
I'm not going to lie.
Okay, she's absolutely gorgeous, and I cannot.
Thank you. But you know what? It's so funny because I literally just cleaned my closet out. I have all size 6s and a couple of 8s in my closet. And I was like really struggling with the fact that I had to get rid of them clothes. Because for so long, I'm like, okay, I'm going to lose the weight. And just here recently, I decided that, okay, I'm going to just own this size 10.
Okay.
I'm not going to lose the weight right now. If I do later, fine, I'll get new clothes. But in the meantime, in between time, let me get rid of these clothes and give it to somebody that can use them now, and let me own that. So I'm in the process now of owning my new body.
I think it's important that and I know I was saying this in the group earlier, right? And we'll get to the group because I want y'all to know about the group.
Yeah.
But we were talking about that. Like, there's some women who are not in a place where they celebrate themselves as they are right now. And I don't think we see the power in owning where you are right now. And if you want to change it, work on changing it. But self-loathing and self-hating and trying to squeeze your ass into these size 6s and your ass is size 16, it's not going to help you.
Exactly. It's going to make you feel worse.
It's going to make you feel worse.
Yeah.
And you can fall into, depression. You can fall into, binge eating and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So there's some power in owning where you are right now today.
I agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think that's the place where I'm at. I'm like, you know what? As much advice and as much empowerment as I give so many other women, I'm like, I have to give myself that. And I'm very fortunate to have a husband that loves me just the way I am. And he embraces every curve, every little,
Well, he better, okay, because he brought it.
All right, okay. And still bringing it. So, you know what I'm saying? And I know once I have children, body image is going to change again. And I think that plays a part too, us getting older, us,
Girl, gravity.
Oh,
I'm not gonna lie. I was laying in the bed the other day without no bra, y'all. Look, and if y'all think this is TMI, you might want to tune out. I was laying down without a bra, and I moved too damn fast and rolled on a nipple, and I almost passed out. Look, they used to be more perky, and and I used to be able to roll all over the place,
Yeah.
but I almost died. So gravity is taking hold as we're getting older. Things are changing.
It's changing, and
spreading.
we're going to constantly evolve. And I think, you know, even that getting older aspect, you know, seeing the gray hair, you know what I mean, seeing a wrinkle, seeing these moles that weren't there before.
Looking
it's all
at the
changed.
media, and the media is telling you that you need to age like Angela Bassett. Let me tell y'all something. Everybody ain't aging like Auntie Angie, okay? And she's had her own struggles as well.
We are, yeah.
Listen to that woman's diet. She eats air and grapes, okay?
Yeah.
No, it's not for everybody.
It's not for everybody. You got to do what's right for you and own your shiznick.
Own your shiz. You know, I think when we start talking about body, the best thing you can do is be real with yourself.
That's right.
About what works and what doesn't work.
Yeah.
And I hear so many women's like, oh, I don't have a man yet because, I don't have a woman yet because, or maybe my husband is going to think. And it's like, sis, what do you think about yourself?
Or I'm going to get a husband when I lose the weight. Or I'm going to have this when I...
When.
No.
When. And it's never... It never gets to the win.
Yeah, win may never come.
Win may never come.
Win don't come, actually.
which is a good point. So, okay. So, did you go to school? Did you go to college by any chance? Okay. So, you know, we all have our experimental stages, usually when we hit college and we start feeling ourselves. So, you said you haven't gotten to the point where you're feeling yourself just yet.
Yeah.
When did you hit the point where you were like, I'm interested in sex, not just interested in the act of sex, but teaching about it, learning more about it, being immersed in it? When did that happen for you?
Well, so growing up, I was really in tune with my sexuality. I probably was much more advanced than a lot of my peers. Yeah. I started masturbating when I was 8 years old, and so I was always in tune. I tried things before my peers tried them, and it followed me throughout, you know, adolescence up into my teen years until adulthood. And so because I was so advanced sexually, when it came time to, you know, figure out what it is that I want to do, what's my purpose, I really had to think about it. And I'm like, what is it that I love to do? Well, I love to have sex. I love to talk about it. I love to, you know, everything about sex was always my thing. I taught my friends. I'm teaching my men. I'm doing all of that. So I was working, you know, what I consider to be a vanilla job compared to what I do now. Yes.
Tell the good people what vanilla means.
So vanilla means just normal, boring, you know, no flavor, okay, non-Neapolitan. Just a regular job. And I'm like, I want to do something. So I, you know, was like, I want to be in the sex industry. Okay. And this was just like probably about a year and a half ago, almost 2 years. And so I started doing phone sex, and during my time as a phone sex worker, I learned that it was more to this than just phone sex. These men wanted therapy, and so I transitioned.
I want to be clear on that. So when you say sex worker, because there's a misconception that sex worker means straight up prostitution. You know, we talking about like red light district prostitution. Talking about jail time, lock your ass up prostitution. But sex work can span, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So like name our different industries that we may be familiar with.
Yes, so we have strippers, we have exotic dancers, we have prostitutes, we have phone sex workers, we have sex toy distributors.
Dominatrix?
Absolutely. All of that is considered sex work. Anytime you are exchanging any sort of sexual favor, advance, item for money, we consider that sex work.
Good point. So I wanted to clear that up. So if y'all have any questions, again, thank you for tuning in. We are here with Miss Nikki of Phallus-Ophy, and we are talking all things body and sex, honey.
Yes.
So right now we're talking about her transition into how she found her calling. And you said starting off at a very young age with masturbation.
Right.
And what's interesting is you said that you're more advanced than some of your friends. Well, what's crazy is I've had this conversation with a lot of different women, myself included. Yeah, about 8 or 9 years old is kind of when that started. You start to kind of feel yourself literally, right?
Yeah,
and then that kind of blossoms and grows. So you got into phone sex operating.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So what does that look like in the modern day world? Because look, y'all remember pick up the phone. And it'd be like this Barbie-like chick rolling around on a couch with like a thermal on that's tied up and some some booty shorts.
Yeah.
What does that look like in the modern day world?
Well, in the modern day world, phone sex is all online, just like everything else. Okay. So a male or female, I've had both clients, very minimal women, but a couple, they can go on a app or a website and find you and say, oh, she looks enticing, I might want to talk to her. And they hit the call button and they call. Your phone rings, you answer. Hello, this is Namaste Nikki, how may I help you?
Come on, girl, you better say namaste. Okay, so good point. So you said these men are looking for therapy. So when we say, how is sex work therapeutic? One might ask. Like, we know you're gonna get your issue off, and that's the end result. But what have you seen, or what have you noticed that they're looking for in those conversations?
Yeah, well, a lot of men struggle with shame, as many of us do in this society, because of religious factors, cultural factors. A lot of them feel shame in regard to what they desire sexually. Yeah. So they reach out to sex workers, regardless if it's a stripper or if it's a phone sex worker, for acceptance, to have someone to share their secrets with. Because essentially when we have that shame reinforces secrecy, secrecy reinforces shame, and it's this vicious cycle. So they seek out these third parties, someone that won't judge them, someone that will be understanding, and someone who will accept them just the way they are. Because I've had clients that are transitioning from male to female, and so they're very quiet about this. Their parents don't know. I mean, young boys, like 19, 20, that use their dad's credit card to pay me. Yeah, and so all they want is, Nikki, like, is it okay? How does this wig look on me? It looks good, bruh. Looks good.
It looks good.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
just flat on that one side, but it looks good. I love that. It seems like you're given like a sense of security.
That's right.
And I think in talking about sexual liberation and what is okay for you to participate in and what is okay for you to be a part of, just being able to have that other person not judge you and stand off and be like, you know what, I am just an observer, I am in your world for the day.
That's right.
I think that is extremely important.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I learned being a phone sex worker. I said, wow, so these people aren't just calling to get a nut off.
Right.
Like, they're actually calling wanting therapy. It was deeper than that.
Yeah.
And I saw that, and I saw an opportunity. So then I started shifting my research, my, everything to sex coaching. And so then I started putting myself out there as a sex coach. I started coaching these men. And then I was like, well, what about the black female? I was like,
talk about us.
Yes, I couldn't understand how to reach the black woman, because I'm like, okay, if these men, these white upper to middle class men have all these issues, other people do too.
And my mind is blown that was your client.
Oh yeah.
Right? Because as a brown woman, I would think that that's who would gravitate towards you, other brown women. Do you think it's because of like the industry where it's like phone sex, where it's something that white men are more privy to with that?
Well, I think
fetish.
I think it's the disposable income.
Okay.
They have disposable income.
Yeah.
A lot of my clients are, like we were talking about earlier, CEOs. They hold high positions, and they have that disposable income to allocate towards sex work. Whereas, a black woman that's out here working, she's not going to pay a sex worker to share her, concerns, her desires, whatever.
We have groceries and a vibrator.
I'm
paying for my groceries and a vibrator.
We have plenty men running through the door, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the issues aren't as deep. Yeah. I feel like white men especially, they have very different issues, sexual, or not even issues, but just different sexual concerns.
Yeah.
But black women, we have sexual concerns too. It's just a different end of the spectrum. It's just different.
Facts.
And so I had to figure out how to reach them, and I learned that if I took men out of it, I could do that, and I've done that via pussy trauma or womb trauma. Sorry.
You can actually say the name of the group.
Okay.
So the name of the group is
pussy trauma.
Yes.
Okay.
And so so we have gone from, transition recap. We have gone from phone operating, right, to doing deeper work to understand that this stuff is actually therapeutic for people to have that third party that's unbiased and non-judgmental. And then we're saying the Black woman needs this same kind of therapy, hence pussy trauma.
That's right.
So what is that?
Pussy trauma is all of the negative experiences that our wombs essentially go through. And that can mean masturbation. I'm sorry.
Like, that's pleasurable. That ain't even negative.
No.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's not it. No, that can mean miscarriage, abortion. It can mean rape, molestation, just all of the negative experiences.
Bad sex.
Ew. Yes, absolutely. What do they call it? C-sections, childbirth. All of these are negative experiences. And as much as we love our children, right, that is the negative experiences on your womb. All that tissue, all that scrapple, all these doctors that don't give a damn about you, that is a negative experience. So that's what pussy trauma is. In your personal space, scrubbing. Yeah, ooh, yes, you're right. Yeah, you're just another body. Could you even say that for like when you go to the OBGYN? Oh, absolutely. Like, hell, that's traumatic. Y'all don't think that's traumatic? Absolutely. I'll be like, girl, why so cold? What you doing? You know, spread your legs, open your legs. He's not sensual about it. Pump it open. Like, crank it. No, it's too much. Yeah, it is. It's like, no, you know, if I could use a scalpel and do it myself, I would. Because I don't want you all up in it like that. Knowing that you don't care about my womb the same way I do. Exactly. Right. So with pussy trauma, the group, so that's the meaning, but then there's a group that you've created behind that. Right. Okay. How many people are we up to now in this group? So we are up to about 780 members. This is crazy. When I tell y'all this is crazy, because I'm a part of this group, proud member, okay? I'm waiting on my little star to pop up from Facebook as one of the biggest fans. But it gets so deep. Oh my God, yes. Because a lot of things that are so taboo to talk about, we talk about in the group. Absolutely. And it's just something that you just find a sense of comfort, you know, from another woman, knowing that the experiences that you've had are not just your own. That's right. Like, we share that, yeah. Yeah, and so that's what I was saying earlier. A lot of all of these feelings that we have, all it is shame. We feel shame about wanting to bring another woman into our marriage. We feel shame about wanting to sleep with two men at one time. We feel shame about all of these things because society has told us that there's one way to be, and if you're not that way, then you're not normal. So we feel shame. So coming into the group and everybody laying it out on the table about what it is they like, what it is they desire, all you're saying is me too. Yeah, me too. And when you say me too, somebody feels that, and that will lower that shame, allow somebody else to be vulnerable, and vulnerability is a whole movement called Me Too. That's right. Yes, that is exactly why, started by a Black woman. Oh, yeah. Who said, you know what, you've had sexual assault happen to you as well. Me too. That's right. And it opened a whole movement for other women to be able to come forth in a way that has been very radical and has been very like, we prosecuting your ass. That's right. And the same thing when you come forth with your traumatic, situation. Someone just commented hysterectomy. Is that an example? Oh, absolutely. Yes, it definitely is. And I want something that I would like to explain to you ladies about hysterectomy is our womb is the center of our being. It is our life force. And anytime your womb is removed from you, it's okay. She's still there. Her soul is there. She's still there to talk to you, to guide you. Just know that her soul still remains. Yeah. We talk about the box. I'm going to use some other adjectives. We talk about, my auntie calls it a fruity pebble. You asked a question that it made me chuckle, but it's real. I think you said something like, how, and we're back, y'all. Sorry about that. So yes, my bad. What were we talking about? Oh, yeah, no. So we asked a question in the group that was, how was your womb today? Yeah, how's your womb today? So we talk about her like she's a separate, entity. Yeah. But it's because I think she has her own energy. She's able to, tell you different things about yourself. That's right. When she's off. Yeah. Okay, so speak to that. Yeah, so our womb, like I was saying earlier, she is our life force. She is the center of our being. And all of our creativity, all of our feminine essence, all of that comes right from here. So if she's not good, if her pH is off, if you're feeding her the wrong foods, if you're putting the wrong soap on her, all of those things have an impact on the way she's going to make you feel. You're not going to be creative. You're not going to be able to love on your husband the way he may deserve to be loved on. So when I say talk to her, ask her, she speaks back. And sometimes we are so disconnected from all of the trauma that we've experienced, rape, molestation, body image issues. We're so disconnected from the root, which is our root chakra, which is our vagina, which is our womb, which is our fallopian tubes.
Don't start talking about chakras on them, baby, because we're gonna have to have a whole nother lesson. But that is your roots.
That is your roots. That is where all your creativity comes from. And so you have to make sure that she's okay. And just a simple hello, how are you? When you're disconnected, when you've been through so much trauma, just simply asking her, are you okay? What can I do for you? How can we make things better?
Do we need to drink more water? Yes. Do we need
to soak in some water?
Do we need to soak in some water? Yes. You need some pure cranberry juice? Probably so. Yes. So you want to be very connected with your body altogether.
Absolutely.
I think that's amazing. So as we talk about like our topic for today, which is power through sexual liberation, I got some very interesting inboxes. Right? Folks were like, so y'all talking about positions or y'all talking about, I don't think they thought we were going to talk about root chakras. But it's all connected.
It's all connected.
Literally. But when it comes to sexual liberation, what is that? Because some folks were like, you talking about like hippie stuff, like stuff they used to do in the 70s where everybody was in the orgy? Maybe. But what are we talking about?
So sexual liberation to me means have sex with a lot of people, have sex with your husband, have sex with girls, have sex with boys, have sex with the same sex, have sex with a vibrator, masturbate. Whatever you want to do sexually that you like to do is sexual liberation. Whatever makes you feel good.
And it's not about you paying so much attention to what the next person is doing to express their liberation.
That's right.
It's about what feels good and what feels right to you.
That's it. And that's all sexual liberation is.
So we live in what I call hoe culture, right?
That's right.
Where we have
power to the hoe.
You know, power to the hoe. But where we have, so you have two sides to it. You have folks that are like power to the hoe. Then you got folks that are like, oh, all these hoes. These industrial thoughts. How dare they?
Not the industrial thoughts.
They are masquerading the world and they will destroy us all. And they will take over and destroy us all. So we have two different ends of this spectrum. So when we talk about sexual liberation, it's just about what feels good to you, right? Okay, and so you just named the different types of sex that we can have. I don't think some people realize that sex with yourself is sex.
Damn right.
You know, it's pleasuring yourself. But beyond, like you said earlier, beyond getting your issue off, there's a deeper connection that normally happens. Some people can do it without emotion. And some people just can get that off and be done with it and move right along. What are your thoughts on how to explore that side of yourself, like how to get more in tune with what you may like? What if you don't know what you like? What if that confuses you? What do you think?
Well, so I think first of all, masturbation is essential to your being, okay? And for any women out there who do not touch themselves, they don't feel comfortable touching themselves, or it's taboo to touch yourself, because I've heard plenty of women say, that's not okay. What you need to do is you need to take some time and just touch your body. Turn on some meditation music. I don't recommend, lyrics, R&B songs that you know, because then your mind is still going.
Maybe not the 2 Chainz.
Not the 2 Chainz. Turn on some meditation music. Really get in the moment and not think. And unfortunately, as much as I love me some X videos, okay. Pornhub, it's tainted the way we have sex. it really has distorted our view on what is natural. Yeah. And so I say get rid of the porn and really just feel your body and feel the way the pleasure is feeling in the now. Yeah. So that's very important. And what was the other part of the question?
That was part of it. But when you're talking about porn, right? So we're in this over-sexualized, everything is over-sexualized at this point, right?
Yeah.
Thick chicks, slim chicks, big boob chicks, big hip chick. Like, everything has been over-sexualized.
Big boobs, little boobs.
Back boobs, little, big, saggy boobs, even fetish at this point. Like, we have a little bit of everything going on.
Yeah.
When it's time to tie all of those things together and really, like, feel yourself. So, okay, when we talk about porn, I think, like you said, we need to get rid of it because it does break into how we think about it. So for those of you that don't watch porn, I'm not going to say go see it just to see.
I would.
But I would. But I am going to say a lot of things are very unrealistic.
Oh, absolutely.
And people have to understand that those people are scripted, so to speak. And a lot of times they do that stuff for hours and hours on end. It's not pleasurable to them naturally a lot of the time.
Never.
So when you try to aspire to be the chick that, you know, can
squirting across the room.
Squirt across the room. What else have we seen that's been off the wall?
Put it all the way, spit it up.
Spit it up.
Spit up the spit.
Every hole covered.
Every hole is done.
Same time,
yeah.
Ears included. Look, we doing the most. So I need you.
That's like not pleasure. It's a very militarized way of having sex. So when we get with a man, we're like, he's gotta F me. I want to be effed. No, because what happens is you seek out sensuality from a woman. Okay, you think, oh, only women can be sensual because all I know is men effing. Okay, but the reality is men have the capability to be sensual as well.
You express that a lot in the group.
I express that a lot.
And I think there are a lot of women that are like, yeah, I beg to differ. But it's probably because it's something that we're not enforcing. We're not saying, I need you to treat her and me like this. We're saying, well, I mean, Lil Webby did have a song, Beat It Up. I guess that's what we're supposed to do.
And that's what they see on the pornos. That's right.
You know,
and they're okay with that. And I'm very passionate about that. And the reason being is because I've dealt with it in my marriage. Yeah. And so it came down to either you're going to learn how to be sensual or we are divorcing.
Come on.
Period.
You said, okay, so for a lot of us, and I know I can speak to this, I don't know why, but it's so hard for me to enforce, like lay down the law like that. I don't know why. So when you did that, what was the response that you got from that?
Well,
from your husband?
It was a little bit more than that because I mean, not only did I have to, I think we as women, first of all, over all of the years, we have lost our voice. Yeah. And society has told us that we are to clean the house, take care of the babies, cook the food, wash the clothes. Your sexual feelings and desires do not matter. Okay. And so we've lost our voice. So now, I feel like after 50 Shades of Grey, it was just like, everybody has to reclaim their voice.
Didn't it open the door? It opened the window.
It opened the window.
It cracked the window for you.
It did. And so I feel like it's a way to be assertive with your partner, but not aggressive. So letting them know I'm standing on this. And as women, we have to understand that our womb, again, is our life force. We birth nations.
So you can't be breaking up, punching up, beating her down, deciding that you're going to be the lyrics in a Kevin Gates song.
That's right. And we have the power to stand on whatever we want. And if sensuality is what we want, you stand on that. And you tell them, look, because, honey, we got America, we got South America, we got Asia, we got Europe, we got Africa. Do you know how many continents I can go and find a man?
Okay. Look, that can do this.
That can do
it.
They
can do this.
That can do it. So either you're going to figure it out,
or it's going to be what? We're going to have to leave it alone.
That's right.
So in relation to, and I like I said at the beginning, for you that are just now tuning in, talking about, and I say fat not in a derogatory way. I've reclaimed fat. Just like some women have reclaimed bitch, I've reclaimed fat.
Yeah, I know that's right.
So as a fat girl, I hear so much, oh, she's cute, she's adorable, or, oh, how, taking away my sexuality and my claim to do what I want, how I want, when the hell I want.
Yeah.
So I wanted to really talk about this because I think the way you feel about yourself plays into how you express yourself sexually. Would I be wrong to think that?
Oh, no, absolutely. I feel like you were saying earlier, anytime you have body image issues, it's going to bring on depression, insecurities, anxieties. And so you're not able to, first of all, love yourself. Yeah. So if you don't love yourself, I don't know how you expect another.
And then, loving yourself, and now you're naked for whomever.
Yeah.
But you're not even in touch with yourself to know how you want it, how you want it to be, how you need it to be.
That's
for yourself to be able to relax and enjoy.
That's right.
So, like some women in the group, you posed the question. Well, you posed tonight's session, and you were like, "Hey, how do we feel about our bodies?"
Yeah.
And it's amazing the amount of women that can get naked and have sex with somebody, but still feel really crappy about themselves.
Yes. And all of that is again the shame and the insecurities. We have these Instagram models that are getting it sucked, tip tight, all that. And so we have our phones in our hands, about 20 hours out the daggone day.
Seriously.
And so if all you see is on Instagram is all these tiny little women that bought their bodies, it's really gonna put these negative connotations in your mind
of what
what you should look like. So I can understand where it comes from, but that's why we have to have these conversations so we can remind women that no matter what you look like, you are beautiful, and you can't put that in another's hands. Like, you have to reclaim your beauty. You have to love on yourself. You have to get in that mirror and jack your own vagina off. You know what I mean?
It's funny. I've never heard of a woman being able to jack off, but it's valid because you actually can. Depending on what you're doing, you can make that happen.
I mean, if you look at the anatomy, our clitoris is a tiny little penis.
That's what it is. Tiffany Haddish makes that jokes all the time. She said, every time I get these men that be on their nonsense, I'm like, you just mad because your pussy fell out. Yours fell out, mine stayed in, and you mad about it. Like,
that's right.
Haddish always makes
we have the power.
Okay. We have the power. It's real. So I want y'all to start asking your questions. And this is the point in the show where I do something I did not tell you that I normally do.
Uh-oh.
So it's a little game that we play.
Okay.
And I give you 5 seconds to tell me, like, let's just call it the sexual liberation starter kit.
Ooh.
So 5 things I need to start exploring what sexual liberation looks like. And go.
Okay. I would say some incense, essential oils, meditation music. Can't say that.
You out of time. No.
Oh, shit.
Nobody ever makes it. That's what's so funny. And I get the same response every single time. For y'all that tune into this monthly, I think this is hilarious. It's the same. And then like, oh, hell. I'm out of time. Wait, I didn't give you really 5 seconds. I just like to try to see you sweat a little bit.
Okay.
So we said incense, essential oils. What else were you going to say?
I said incense, essential oil, meditation music.
Meditation. That's 3.
I would say oil. Like actual body oil.
Body oil. Okay.
Essential oil, I mean, for aromatherapy, like to put into like a little diffuser or something. And then I would say,
That's 4.
A mat, something comfy to lay on.
Okay.
Some on the floor.
Set the scene.
Yeah, set the scene.
So walk us through why we need these items. You said incense. Why did you say that?
So incense is like the fire of the earth. So a lot of times when you're trying to get in tune with your body and your spirituality and things like that, which people don't understand, meditation is a form of spirituality. We come into this world as spiritual sexual beings all at the same time, and it's very okay to have both. So when we are meditating and masturbating, we want to add elements of the earth. And so incense brings on that element of fire. And that really allows us to feel vibrant and rich. Yeah. That's what the fire element essentially does.
Gotcha. Essential oils. And for those that are not familiar with essential oils, like you said, aromatherapy.
Yeah, so that's aromatherapy. You can use lavender, you can use rosemary, and put them in like a little diffuser.
Yeah.
And it, really gets your senses going. And, lavender is very calming. Yeah. It allows you to calm down and really puts your mind at ease, allows you to eliminate all thoughts. Because again, when we're in meditative masturbation, we want to eliminate those thoughts. We don't want to be listening or, listening to anything that can distort our thoughts or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. So. Okay. Mm-hmm. You said meditation music?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So we want meditation music. We don't want anything with lyrics.
Okay.
We don't want to be singing anything in our minds. We just want something very calming.
Yes. Body oil. What might we need that for?
So body oil, again, is very calming. But when we're touching our vagina is a very delicate, sensitive part of our bodies. Yeah. And so if we're rubbing it dry, essentially you're just, creating friction, which could create.
Wait a minute. What about these yeast infections though, girl? Because you just said body oil, so I don't know how.
Well, you can always use organic coconut oil. You can use almond oil. Yeah. You can use a lot of things that come from the earth. You don't necessarily need any sort of lubrication. Right? So yeah, you can definitely use things that come from the earth that don't cause the ailments.
Girl, look, we don't need nothing to be off. The P or the H to be off, okay?
No pH, y'all. You need to watch what your man eat too. Watch what he smoke, all that.
Because it comes back through. You know how they say you are what you eat? I'm going to let that marinate.
Yeah.
We have a question for you.
Okay.
In regard to sexual liberation, how much should one consider responsibly? Like when you were speaking on having sex with multiple people, does it matter how open you are with them? Or do you just go for what you know? Like, should you be disclosing to your other partners that you're having sex with other people?
Oh, no. I'm going to speak on my own personal experience. When I was not married, I was a hoe. Very proud of that, okay? And so, I did not disclose that information. No.
Because you were single.
Yeah, I was single.
So in your mind, you're single, I do what the hell I want to do.
That's right.
So I'm guessing you weren't necessarily exclusive with any one person.
I was not exclusive with anyone.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So were you still dating in those situations? Like dating, like y'all going out kicking it?
When I was single, I didn't date.
Okay.
I was I got out of a 5-year relationship, very abusive, toxic relationship. And so when I was single, when I tell you I was on a rampage, I was out here.
We making up a lost time.
I was out here, okay?
Yeah.
And I was having a good old time.
And so what I want to make sure we all know, like, this is one woman's experience. You know what I mean? Like, you do what works for you, what feels right to you. But if she wants to hoe it up, hell, she wants to hoe it up. Me personally, I always tell my friends, I feel like I never really got a hoe face.
Okay.
And now that I'm in my late 20s, I was like, I should just have a hoe face. But I can't bring myself to do it.
Well, see, want to know what's funny? See, in your early 20s, you have no
inhibitions, right? Is that the word?
Yeah, I think so. Like you just out here. But now we have morals. You know what I'm saying? Now we know about STDs. We know about trichomoniasis. We know about syphilis, herpes, all that. Yeah. Then we wasn't thinking about STDs.
The ABCs so you could live. STDs. Okay.
Yeah, you could live a little. Yes. But now, I don't think now at this age I could actually have a whole phase and be conscious about it.
Yeah. Okay. So when it comes to, and I want to talk about like the act of performing, what kind of sex do I want to call this? Like free sex. Just allowing yourself to be comfortable and do whatever the hell you want to do in the bedroom with your partner.
Yeah.
So I have one friend that literally still has sex with like her t-shirt on, like the whole time. Right? And it's like, he already got to the goods. What the hell's the t-shirt here for? Do you have any advice? What you about to say?
Well, I was going to say, is it a body image issue?
Yes.
Okay.
It's just her being like, oh, I want to see my arms. You worried about your damn arms? Like, you know, seeing everything else, you ready? You concerned about the arms? Mm-hmm. Like, what advice do you have for working on your own body issues?
Yeah. Well,
besides touching yourself, we got that. Mm-hmm.
I think that, like you said earlier, I think you said on a post, which was really good, you have to just really love yourself in the now. And I think connecting to your womb, really connecting to all past traumas and really healing that will help you heal any sort of issues that you have within self, because really it goes kind of past the the body image.
It does.
It's a little bit deeper than that.
It's something underlying.
It's something underlining, and I think that, you know, we can start with a journal. I suggest womb journals, or even just journaling, period, and write out what makes your heart ache. If it was your mama leaving you, if it was your daddy on drugs, if it was you not finishing your BA or your master's, whatever it was, you need to write that out, because a lot of times that shame is it, and that shame doesn't allow the vulnerability.
Yeah, that part. That shame does not allow the vulnerability.
That's right.
And I think a lot of times we can't be open. We can't be open because we're not open. You know, like our minds aren't and our hearts aren't free of that. Right. You know, sometimes you got to own your shit.
And that's where the term free spirit comes from, right? Which I am. Like somebody would say, which I'm sure I'll get some judgmental people watching, which is fine. But like, I live in my authentic truth that yes, I was a hoe when I was single, and I am liberated in that, and I own that. And so once you can get over the shame of what society induces onto us, then you can be vulnerable and you can step in the arena and play.
Step in the arena. Somebody said, what is a womb journal?
A womb journal is a journal where you journal about your womb. Very easy and simple.
Just stuff that's been bothering you, stuff that you have pent up.
I mean, it could be the trauma. It could be any abortions that you've had, any miscarriage, childbirth, molestations, rape. It could be about the ailments that your vagina is going through. So if you're not balanced, if you're, you know, having a discharge, if you contracted an STD, just anything that you write out, because when you write out, you're speaking it, and then it's coming out of you, whereas instead of hindering your womb,
hindering somebody else telling your story.
That's right.
I think you do a very good job. You speak on those traumas and you give it a name, right? So the abortion, the rape, call it what it is.
That's
like
right.
The molestation, the incest, whatever you have gone through, right? I think the fact that we speak it out loud, because as Black and brown women, it's so much hush hush.
Oh my God, yes.
So the fact that you had an abortion, which may have been a personal choice to actually have that, has been so shunned and shut down. But you've been very open about, like, first of all, that's a woman's choice. Second of all,
it's a thing. Almost everybody has had one. Probably at least 3 in 5 women have had an abortion. Wow. So it's like, for us to talk about it and say, instead of me asking how many of you, I ask, when did you have your abortion? So then it makes women feel a little bit more vulnerable to
talk about that,
be free in the conversation.
Yeah. So what other kind of conversations, because if they're not a part of Pussy Trauma, you definitely should be.
Come to Pussy Trauma.
Look. But what, I mean, like, she gives away like wands and everything. Anywho, which we'll be getting to. But what kind of conversations should we be having with our girl groups? Because maybe we're not in the mindset where we can join 700 other women knowing our business. What kind of conversations should we be having with our girlfriends?
Yeah. I mean, I just think being open and candid, you can even start asking about, you know, if you don't want to hop right into sex, you could just say, hey girl, do you masturbate? What kind of vibrator do you use? You know, or what type of oil do you use while you're masturbating? Are you connected while you're masturbating? Do you watch porn? You know, those are some kind of immature questions, I would say.
First of all, no, it ain't. First of all, no, it ain't. I ain't asking my friends what kind of oil they use. However, we've had the rest of the conversation. I'd probably be giving them suggestions. Girl, she use this oil. They like, damn, why she always gotta lead us to the bridge? But yes. No. So you have some amazing things going on right now. We just talked about pussy trauma, also known, you know, womb trauma. Okay. You have, I don't want to spill your tea. You tell us how we can learn more about you and learn more about sex as told by Nikki. Yes. Where are you at? Like, where are you
so I'm kind of all over the place right now. I'm kind of dibbing and dabbing in all things sex. But I just started the Sexpectations podcast, which you can find on your favorite podcast platform, except Apple Podcasts, which is the most convenient, I feel, but it hasn't uploaded there yet. But yes, so Sexpectations is just a podcast where we talk about all things sex, taboos, talk about my white clients that like to wear their wives' panties. I mean, everything.
Y'all, I want y'all to start asking some more questions, because I want to dive into the white clients wearing the panties. But before we get there, so we got
Yeah, so Sexpectations. I'm also an ambassador and sexual health advocate for same-day STD testing, which is the nation's #1 STD STI testing company, offering fast, free, private, confidential STI services. So I am also an advocate for them, and you can see me on their page. Talk about sex now on Instagram, Phallus-Ophy Sexuality, just everywhere.
You had a party.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
You hosted a party.
Yes.
And the little birdie told me that it's happening again. Now, I don't know if the birdie is telling a lie.
Yes.
But that's what the birdie told me. What is said party, and what is this party about?
Okay, so the play party, which went down on March 23rd, 2019, it was a sex-positive party that we had live body painting, nude body painting, nude participants, so everybody had their tops off. We had live band, nice food, drag queens, burlesque show. I mean, it was amazing. Absolutely amazing. It was awesome.
Sexual art, right?
Like, yes, art.
The beautiful art pieces that I saw.
Yes, art was there. And so we're doing it again, okay?
Yes. So the birdie wasn't lying.
Yes, the birdie is not lying. It is called the Play Party Summer Edition. Okay, so we're going to do it again. Close. Yes, and so I can't really tell you today. I know it's June. No. I think it's July 20-something. But
just know it's going down.
It's going down.
You can find her on all of the channels that she just said, where you can find more about the play party. What was your inspiration? It's all good. What was your inspiration behind that party? Like, why did you feel like that was something that the city needed to see?
Well, it was something that I actually wanted for myself. Okay. Like, I wanted to go to a party like that. So I said, I can't find a party like this, so let me put on one. So my inspiration was initially Naughty Gras. I don't know if you've ever been.
Yes. The Coca Factory.
Yes, that's right. But see, Naughty Gras is huge, and it's not really intimate, if you will. So I wanted a very intimate experience where individuals could be clothing optional, which Naughty Gras is not. Wow. So I wanted it to be clothing optional. I wanted it to be very intimate. So I only took 100 people, and I sold out. Wow. And I wanted food there. I just wanted you to be able to relax and enjoy the show and mingle. If you're a swinger, I wanted you to find other swingers, and I wanted you to have an open bar, which we had open bar. And so you were drinking all night, and once the libations start pouring, everybody's free. Everybody's
free.
Opens up.
Nipple patches everywhere. No.
Yeah.
Okay. No. So I love that. I love the idea of the party. I love what you've been doing, and I think just like Fluffy Girl, your idea started pretty organic, where it was just like, I want to see something like this. Be the change that you want to see in the world.
That's right.
Whether you're talking about sex, or you're talking about body positivity, or you're talking about a blend of both. Be the change that you want to see, and start the ish. Like, who would have thought, from phone sex operator,
oh my God,
to now you're like talking to the masses. This pussy trauma group started when?
I think I started it like a month ago.
Seriously. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just start.
Yeah, just start.
Get your Nike on and just do it.
And be vulnerable and be authentic and living your truth. Because what helps relate to so many women, and why pussy trauma is going to be such a success, is because when you're vulnerable and you are authentic and you share your story, storytelling is real big.
Story time.
Yeah, when you have story time and people can relate to your stories, that Me Too.
Yes.
It's huge.
It's real. So I want you all to have some more time to ask some questions. But while you were getting your questions together for the Miss Nikki, I want to talk about these phone sex clients that's wearing their wives' panties.
Yes.
So I want to kind of, no, I'll let you go. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, I mean, starting phone sex, like I said, I thought just probably like what everybody else thought. You're going to get on the phone, you're going to moan and groan, and it's going to be real simple and easy, and it was not that. Phone sex was a true learning curve. I mean, it got to the point where I had to print out scripts.
Wow.
I had to look up ass worship. I had to look up small penis humiliation and print out scripts. So then when my phone sex client would call, I would just read off the script.
Wait, did I hear you say small penis humiliation?
Small penis humiliation.
That's a thing.
That's a thing.
They want to be humiliated.
They want to be humiliated in regard to their small penis.
Talk about
Yes. So there's men out there that have, they consider themselves to be inadequate. So when we say inadequate, I'm talking about maybe 2-inch penis, 3-inch penis. Some men have 6-inch penises and feel inadequate.
Wow.
And so all they want you to do is just tell them how inadequate they are,
Wow. They want you to point that out.
They want you to point that out. They want you to tell them they're never going to be able to please the woman. And they actually get off on the fact that they are inadequate and will never be able to please a woman. So it's not really like you're shunning them or anything, because this is what gets them off. Wow. And they want that encouragement. They want you to do these things.
Now, why are we wearing the wives' panties?
Well, a lot of men just have a fetish of, and some of them aren't gay, and I know that sounds very,
yeah. It sounds like what it is.
Yeah, and you know, I don't know the ideology behind that.
Maybe they want silk on their ass too. They said y'all ain't the only ones that can have silk. I'm going to Vicky's too before they go out of business.
Okay. Hey, yes, that's right. Yes, and it's so funny because a lot of these men, like I said, are in high power. They're your dentists, they're your doctors, they're your co-workers, and they're sitting right next to you in the cubicle wearing their wife's panties. Girl, it's so true, because they call me when they get home and tell me about it.
Girl, swishing around, just trying to feel like the airflow. So in the chair swishing around like, ooh, these are nice.
Oh yeah. It's so bizarre.
So ass worship?
Ass worship is a thing. So ass worship is he just likes the ass.
Okay.
But a lot of these men are still very weak-minded men. They still want to be dominated. So it's more so of get your ass down there and eat my ass type of thing.
Oh, they want,
right.
Yes.
They don't want to just be like, they want you to dominate them. And so dominatrix is huge in the phone sex world.
And we talked about this off camera, but like a lot of times these are men that are in powerful positions that kind of want to relinquish that power for a while.
That's right. Yeah. They're in power all day long. They take care of families, they take care of their CEOs, and they're just like, look, take me.
Tell me what you want me to do.
Just do what you want with my body. Yeah. And they pay for that time. And that's what sex workers are here for. Yeah. And so that's why I always tell people sex work is work.
Yeah.
Okay. Because when I was doing phone sex and that was the only thing I was doing, I was hustling.
You were girl, you printing out scripts.
I was hustling
on different types of pleasures
and fetishes. There's almost, there was too many. It was always a new phone call on a new fetish that I didn't know nothing about.
That want something else different.
That's right.
You know what's interesting? So, and I know you probably already know this. I don't know if y'all know this, but there are some fetish behind fluffy women. Well, excuse me, BBW. I think that's literally the term, which is why I'm not a huge fan of that term. But some men who are smaller like for a real big woman to stand up and just smash them. Literally, fall back, get back up. Fall back.
Well, it's actually called...
what is it called?
Shoot. I can't think of the name.
Look.
It's called... it's kind of like a giantess fetish.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like they want to get slayed. Get slayed
stomped,
by the giant.
and
stomped.
Yeah, because men used to call and say, want me to be a giantess or whatever.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I went to a party not a party, it was a workshop that talked about the different types of fetishes. And you're right, it's too many to name.
Oh, yeah, it's so many.
Yeah. So, no, this has been real, and I love it. And I know y'all will have plenty of questions after she's gone, so you're bad for not tuning in. But for those of you that are on, please share this out. Miss Nikki, I know that you have something special going on with Pussy Trauma.
Yes.
What was that?
So today is National Vagina Day, and it's nationwide, right? So I wanted to celebrate National Vagina Day by giving one of my Pussy Trauma members a miniature rechargeable vibrator.
I mean, what better gift?
I don't have it here with me because I came straight from the office, but that's okay. So I'm going to pick a name. I got my names here.
And she's fair picking because I see the names on the table and she's just, rattling them up.
Yeah. So who we got? All right. Tanisha Miles.
Tanisha Miles, girl, you finna get your life with this mini vibrator.
Yes.
No.
Yes, so you will claim your rechargeable vibrator. And if I'm not mistaken, she's the doula. So I think I met you earlier.
Oh, that's cool. That's super cool.
So, yeah. So there we go.
All right. So one last time, tell us where we can find you, Miss Nikki.
So on all social media platforms, it's Phallus-Ophy Sexuality. I'm sure Miss Ebby will put it in the link because it's hard for me to spell out for you to remember. And then, of course, Talk About Sex Now on Instagram. You can reach me on my website, Phallus-Ophy.com. My Facebook, Nicole Powell, and of course Pussy Trauma. Now, Pussy Trauma is a secret group because I'd like to protect all women's privacy. So you actually have to be added to the group. You cannot search the group. Okay. So if you know Ebby, you can reach out to me and just ask us to add you to the group, where we'll be happy to do that.
And that's what it is.
Yeah.
Again, y'all, it is your favorite fluffy girl, Ebby Nicole, coming to you live, honey, with this month's hashtag Body Talk vlog, the power of sexual liberation, with Miss Nikki. Okay, and I thank you all so much for tuning in. Remember, you can follow Fluffy Girl, FLUFFY, capital GRL, on all things Facebook and Instagram, even on YouTube if you want to hear some fun stories and see some styling tips and all that good stuff. And our website, www.empowerthefluff.com. Y'all been asking me about this Curves and Waves pool party. I hope y'all ready to save the date, because it's coming, y'all. I thank y'all so much for tuning in. Share this out, continuously comment as we are wrapping up. We're happy to jump on and respond via message. But other than that, thank you all for tuning in. This has been fun. Peace.